Hello and welcome to the first video where we are going to talk about probability for Learning Target 16. So if you want to write these down, go ahead. Its probability is how likely something is to happen. And the probability of an event happening is equal to the number of ways it can happen over the total outcomes. So let's look at an example. It says here, suppose you roll a die. Find each probability. So let's talk about a die or a dice first. There are 6 possible outcomes because there are 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So when you see this P parenthesis 5, what that means is what is the probability that we roll a 5? So if we think about, okay, well we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those are our sides. We have one side that is a 5. So that means the probability of rolling a 5 is equal to 1 possibility out of 6 total. All right. For the next one, the probability of rolling a 7. Well, if you look back here, our probability of rolling a 7 would have to be 0 because there isn't a 0 on the dice. Okay. So this says, what's the probability of rolling a 3 or a 4? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have one side that's a 3 and one side that's a 4. So we have 2 sides out of 6, which could be reduced to 1/3. Okay, and this last one here says the probability of not rolling a 5. Okay, well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the numbers that are not a 5 are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So there are 5 out of 6 numbers. So that would be the probability of rolling a number that is not a 5. Okay, so on the next page here, we have another example. It says, a survey asked a total of 250 students about their favorite ice cream flavor. The table shows the result of the survey. Okay, so here are the types of ice cream. We have vanilla, cookies and cream, chocolate, cookie dough, and strawberry. And the number of students that said which flavor was their favorite. So notice here, it does say that there's 250 total, which is nice. We don't have to count them up. So part A says, what is the probability that a randomly selected student likes chocolate or vanilla? Okay, well, for vanilla, there's 51 students that like vanilla and 40 that like chocolate. So let's put those together. So we have our chocolate or vanilla, and that is equal to 91. And because there's 250 students total, we'll say 91 out of 250. Then it says, what is the probability that a randomly selected student does not like strawberry? Or a randomly selected student, like they didn't pick strawberry as their favorite. So if we look at all of these here, right, and we add them up, there are 235 students that did not pick strawberry out of the 250. Or we could take 250 minus 15. So the probability of picking, randomly selecting a student that didn't pick strawberry or they don't like strawberry would be 235 out of 250. Okay. For number 3, it says the spinner is divided into sections with equal area. So let's take a look here. It looks like there are 8 sections. Okay. And if we read both the questions here, it says, what is the probability that the spinner stops on an odd number? And what is the probability that the spinner stops on an even number? So we have odd number, even number. Well, let's figure out how many are odd and how many are even. So this is odd, 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 and odd. So it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers here in the sections that are odd. So that would be 5 out of 8 sections. And we have 1, 2, 3 that are even, so that would be 3 out of 8. Okay, in the next video, I will talk about theoretical and experimental probability. Thanks for watching.